Hi folks, I just want to walk you through really quickly how to make an assignment that shows up both in class notebook and shows up in the assignments tab in Microsoft Teams. This way kids can actually see the assignment either place, they can do the assignment either place. The only thing they'll have to do to turn it in is actually go back to the assignments tab. So I just want to walk you through that process really quickly. So this is a demo team I've made up a bunch of fake assignments here, kind of playing around with some things. I'm going to go to my class notebook and for this fake demo class, and I'm going to go to my teacher only section. And by the way, if you don't like having your channels visible, you can click over here in this little thing here, these two little arrows to expand your view. I'm going to open my class notebook and I'm going to click on my wife's folder. She's my only student currently for this fake class, and I'm going to see that she's got a Unit 1 and Unit 2 tab that I've created. And I can, of course, when I right click, I have tons of options that I can mess with these sections. I can rename them, change the color. Shirley likes purple, so we'll go with the purple for that tab. Okay. Let's say that I have an assignment that I want to go into her Unit 2. Right now she's nothing. This untitled page automatically pops up, but she has nothing currently in her Unit 2. If I go to my teacher only section, I don't currently have a Unit 2, so or I'm going to make that right now. So I'm going to select my teacher only workbook. There we go. I'm going to add a section to mine and I'm going to call it Unit 2. Okay. So now I have my Unit 2 and it's lined up Unit 1, 2, 3. You can click and drag tabs around. So I have a Unit 2, but I have no assignments here. So I'm going to create a page. I'm going to use this untitled page and I'm going to call this, if I click on it, there we go. I'm going to call this my big pretend assignment, and then right here I'm going to insert a file. I like to insert a file as a printout. You can insert it as an attachment. You could copy paste text into this. It depends on what you're looking for from your kids. If you want them to edit text, I would copy paste. If you want them to download the attachment and open it in a separate file and do some things with it, you could do attachment. In this case, I just want them to color over the top of this. So I'm going to select printout. And when I say color, I mean they could type too. They can do all sorts of stuff with it. So I'm going to go to my OneDrive and I'm going to select an assignment from my sociology class. What's a good one? Let's do this one. So I have a religion flyer where we learn about different religions and sociology. Where they fill it out, and so I could use this as editable text. I could just copy paste this in there and then they could write their answers in, or I can do it this way, and what they do is the kids would click or double click and they'll have a little text box pop up and they can place their little text box and type in their answer or whatever. Okay, so this is the assignment. It's all ready to go. I've got it all prepped, and so in order to make it into assignment, I need to go back to Teams. Right now I'm in Class Notebook. I could just click on Class Notebook and distribute this page and it would just show up in her Class Notebook. But in this case, I want to make it an assignment for points. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to, up here, I'm going to click the back arrow and go back to where I'm in Teams, where I have assignments as a tab up here. I'm going to click assignments, and then I'm going to create an assignment. Oops, one popped up and I accidentally clicked on it. Create assignment. And so I'm going to create an assignment right here. I'm going to enter a title, my big pretend assignment. I could tag this if I already am using some tags, Unit 2. And I could add instructions if I wanted, but in this case, I'm going to add resources. And I'm going to go to Class Notebook, and then I'm going to click on Teacher Only, and then I'm going to go to my Unit 2, and here's my big pretend assignment. I'm going to click Attach, and this is what's interesting. If you go through the same process to make a regular assignment and it's not in your class notebook, then you never get to this page where it asks you, hey, where would you like this put in your students' notebooks? Because I created that page in my class notebook, I'm able to distribute it into their notebook as well. And so I say, hey, I'd like this in Unit 2. That's where it's coming from mine. That's where I want to put in theirs. Click Done. And so now you see here, it says my big pretend assignment, parentheses, in Unit 2. That means that's, the parentheses is where it's going in my student notebooks. And notice it says here, students edit their own copy, okay? I can make this for points. I can add a rubric if I like. If I have multiple courses or multiple instances of the same course, I can select as many as I want here. I can send it to all my students or just 5, or if I'm working in small groups, I can give it differently. These options down here at the bottom where you click where it says edit, this is really important. I always select this option, assign to all students added to this class in the future, because you never know how many kids you're going to have day to day, or at least I don't. And so I always want to have all my stuff getting assigned to all kids. And then what I can do is say, hey, don't worry about unit 1 or whatever. Just focus on X, Y, Z. I'd rather say that than have to deal with going back and editing all my assignments and adding a student to them or something. That's just a big pain. So this is, to me, easier. I can also, if I want to, I can set a due date. And what's cool is you can edit your due dates, and you can schedule something to post in the future. Let's say I'm working on a Friday night and I don't want my kids to freak out that I'm, assigning them something at 10 o'clock on a Friday night. I can say, hey man, don't post on Friday, please post on Monday. Okay, and so I can say post on this Monday right here, the 31st, and then the due date's going to be that next Friday, the 4th. And then I can set up a close date where they can no longer submit to the assignment. And if I want that to be the same time as the due date, I can. Or if we have a common, we don't take late work past this day or after this unit's over or whatever, a common to my school or department, then I can select that date. And let's pretend that's the 18th. So it's due on the 14th, and it says it will post Monday, August 31st. It's due Friday, September 4th. Late turn-ins are allowed until Friday, September 18th at 11:59 p.m. And so it tells you down here at the bottom exactly what it is. You could copy paste this and put it in the instructions if you wanted to. That's up to you. That's just kind of a nice feature that I like. Or you can just leave it. In this case, I just left it with this due date that it put automatically. You can also post this to channels. If you'd like to go to your general channel, you can. I like to think about having, or my plan is to have different unit channels. Some people want to have their different channels based on small groups. They have different ideas about that, what that looks like. It doesn't matter. I'm just saying you can choose where you want it to go, which channel you want it to go to. Let's pretend I had a Unit 2 channel. If I did, it would be here. I don't, but I'm going to pretend this Chapter 1 is my Unit 2. So I'm going to click Done. I'm going to click Assign. And then here's what's cool. It's going to take just a moment for it to do its thing and talk to the cloud and all that sort of stuff. But here in a moment, you're going to see in my Chapter 1 channel, you'll see an assignment pop up. There it is, my big pretend assignment. The kids can go here to their channel and click View Assignment. And they can click on their assignment that's right here and do it from here. This is just like clicking on the Assignments tab. And they can do the assignment. That's fine. They can do it from here. They can click on the Assignments tab and do it. They can click over here to Assignments and get to it. Or if they're in their class notebook, especially if you use this a lot or you have lots of resources for them already in the class notebook, maybe in the content library or something like that. If it's easier, which I think it will be, again, this is kind of supposition, but the cool thing is they could be looking at something in the content library and then drop over here to their Unit 2 and go ahead and do the assignment and fill it out as they need to and go from there. So that's how you make an assignment that shows up both in the class notebook and in Teams. And then the only thing would be that from the student's perspective, once they're done, when they go to this assignment, and let's pretend this is my wife's assignment here. Right now I'm looking at it in teacher view. So it's saying I can grade it and return it to her. When I click on student view, she would click on this, do the assignment, and then when she's done, she would have a turn in button right here. I don't have the turn in button because it's not really student view, but she would click turn in and then it's turned in. I would then grade it. I'll go back. This is the teacher view right here. I'll go back and I can enter my feedback here. I can click over here and add a text box and type it. I can click in the margins and insert an audio clip of me telling her some feedback, whatever I like to do. And then once I've done that and given her a score, then I can return the work to her and she'll see her score pop up, see my feedback, and know what she got. You could also do this with test corrections. You can, if she didn't do a good job, I said, hey, you didn't quite finish this, I can say, this needs to be finished. I can respond that way, give her the score and return it to her, and then she can actually complete it and turn it back in if you want to do that. You can determine whether or not that occurs based on your close date. And so any assignment that you want to be done, today by the end of the day, you don't get to have it back. There's no do-overs or things like that. You can control how that works. You can control their access based on where I showed you about the posting due dates and the close date. So hopefully that helps. Hopefully that gives you some ideas about how to conduct your teams.